Morning, everyone. Let's jump in. Ich, ni, san, chi, go, ro, chi, ni, san, chi, go, ro, chi. That's stretching the arms and the legs. Nice big movement. Arms back and forward. And forward and back and forward. Ich, ni, san, chi, go, ro, chi. Ouch. Now legs slightly wider, leaning over to your left side. When you do this, just keep your knees slightly bent. And now circles. And the other way. Give your body a really nice bit of movement on this one here. Good. And leg stretch, left leg first. Keep your hands on the just above your knees, so you're pushing back on the straight leg a little bit. Bit of a stretch on the back of the leg. And now drop down, toes up. Okay, you only have to go as far as you feel comfortable. Change over, change over, change over. Heels together, down and up. Feet in a line, rotate your knees. Whenever you do this, always make sure the feet are facing the same direction so your knees are moving in a natural way, not against each other. Good, and shake out. Okay, now the wrist exercises. Just while we're doing these, I'll just talk about something that someone was talking about with me yesterday. He's actually, turns out he's got your birthday, Aggie. And 23rd of November, 1952. So he's 2 days younger than me, which is quite bizarre. Anyway, his name's Paul as well. Paul B as well, but Paul Baker rather than Paul Bonett. Anyway, he lives in Bristol. And he was talking to me about how old people, that's like me and him, ending up in hospital with broken hips and broken elbows and broken wrists because they've fallen over in the street or in the house because they've lost their balance or they've slipped on ice or whatever. And it obviously is a very big hassle for the NHS all around the country, especially in the winter. And he was been thinking whether what we learn when we do Aikido, how to fall over, would be something that we can encourage people to do as a course. You know, older people could do falling over courses, so they could learn to be more safe. They could also learn balancing courses, and obviously what we do is absolutely totally what that's all about. We're about balance, coordination, managing your body, and one of the things we're very keen on, as you know, is how to fall over safely. And I've thought about it over the years, and I actually ran a little session at a older people's activities thing that Brighton Council put together a few years ago, and they do it every year, but they weren't doing it for older people necessarily, but this year they did. And I did a bit of stuff on Aikido generally. I had a few people take part. It didn't go anywhere after that, but within it, we didn't really talk that much about the back breakfall idea or the breakfall idea, but I've been thinking about it. And now this guy, Paul Baker, said to me, why don't you try and do something? Wrists. So I'm just wondering what you think. I'm going to unmute you, and I'm just going to, there you go. You're unmuted now, yeah, hopefully. Charles is still muted, but he's in Australia.
I think it's a good idea.
Do you think it's a good idea? It's trying to find the sort of way into the people so that you can, we've done the wrists, haven't we? Let's do the next, over to your left shoulder. Yeah, how we could encourage participation from older people. Looking left, looking right. Each one of these is just 3 times, yeah. And now rotate. I'm wondering, we've got a WhatsApp group going for my area. There are about 200 people on it at the moment, obviously COVID related. I'm wondering whether to post something on that saying, has anyone thought about this? And it's an opportunity for a community to maybe just pull a few people out who might want to test it. So head up and down, head back and shake.
A couple of things that older people need is muscle mass deterioration.
And brittle bones as well.
Brittle bones, yeah.
Yeah, because one of the things is that what people say that concussion of the boat, like the breakfall concussion, which isn't that hard, is very good for you because it retains bone density.
Yes.
So, so there's bone density, there's muscle mass, there's core strength, which you learn from what we do.
Yeah.
And also you learn how to fall over. So, yeah, there's stuff going on there. I'll tell you what we're going to do. We're going to do the floor exercise now. Okay, so forgot where we are. Okay, rolling back. Coming forward, touch your toes. Anyway, it's food for thought. And maybe this kind of thing even. An older person would think, why would I want to do this? But actually, you can, once you start getting used to it, it's really nice exercise. I really enjoy it. And last one. Now with this one, just stretch your legs forward. Try and reach towards your toes. If you find this hard to reach toes when your legs are straight, bend your legs, get hold of your toes, and then just pull yourself forward by pushing your toes away. And then maybe over time you can get straight legs and do it as well. Okay, so down, ich, ni, san, chi, go, rock, chi, nach, chu, ju. Okay, legs apart. Over to your left side, big movement. Ich, ni, san, chi, go. Right side. Ich, ni, san, chi, go. Reaching with the right hand to the left foot. Ich, ni, san, chi, go. And the other side. Left hand to right foot. Ich, ni, san, chi, go. Push the knees wider apart. Leaning forward. We were trying to do 100 sessions. This is number 103. So 100 is now just disappeared in the dust. The dust of time. Okay, good. Feet in. Soles of the feet together. Pull in close. Keep your back straight. Knees up and down. Okay, now try and get your head on your toes. Now your legs out, shake. Left foot over right knee. Hold the big toe with your right hand. Rotate it. Rotate it the other way. Hold the foot, rotate the toes. Push them up and down. Push them side to side. Even this exercise, because, again, we tend to be wearing shoes all the time, so we don't really look after our feet. And this kind of exercise, shaking your foot around and twisting the toes and doing all these things, which keep a bit of flexibility in your body, they've got to have a good effect. And if you did this twice a day, like we're doing, nothing to do with Aikido, but just as an exercise, probably be pretty good for you. At first, you'd think it was a bit strange, but I'm sure there's mileage in this as well. Bang the ball on the toes. Drop the arm. Hold the heel, shake the foot. Legs down. Now rotate the ankles. Even this, especially this probably. Feet up and down. Wiggle your toes. Come onto your knees. And here we go. It's another great exercise. They're good, aren't they? Feet apart, knees apart. Lean back a little bit. Keep your hips forward. Again, always only go as far as you feel comfortable. We do 5 of these. Knee. Sun. Chi. Go. Ooh, yeah, good. Sit onto your heels. Slide forward with you and make sure your knees are apart so you can try and get your head onto the ground. Relax. Now bring your knees forward and lean back. Oh, we haven't stretched the legs out, have we? Okay, stretch your legs out first. Mustn't lose the order. Push up. Look over the shoulders. Remember to turn your hips as you do this. Okay, now look up in front of you, towards the ceiling. Okay, bring your knees forward. And from here, lean back. Again, this is an exercise where you just go as far as you like. Roll over to one side, get your feet out from underneath you, lie flat, legs straight, toes pointing up. Make sure the feet are touching or the ankles are touching. Link your fingers, put them under your head. Now wriggle from side to side. Okay, yeah, mate. Hands out to side, relax, cross your feet over. Now pull your feet against each other, getting tension through your legs. Okay, pull. Actually, doing these exercises as a preliminary to a little breakfall learning would be great. Other foot on top, because you're even in this exercise, you're giving your legs a bit of tension and strength, stretch, and you're working your core. Clearly, that's why we do them, because they're good for as a sort of underpinning of the practice. Okay, legs side by side, slightly apart. Put the sole of your right foot against the side of your left knee. Push them against each other. So you're getting tension through your lower body from your hips down. Push strongly on this one. And change. Sole of the left foot against the side of the right knee. Push. And relax, legs out. Bring your feet in towards you so your feet are flat on the ground. Now push your hips up in the air. And if you can, bring your feet towards you more. So you're going off the balls of your feet, pushing up strongly with your hips. Arms out to the side. Drop your knees to the right side, turning your toes of your right foot in the direction of the knee and looking to the left side. Now go the other way. Keep the hips pushed up. Dropping the knees to the left, look to the right. And turn the toes of your left foot in the direction of your left knee. Try and keep your right shoulder on the mat. Go the other way. Knees to the right, look to the left. Try and keep your left shoulder on the mat. Then go back. Push your hips up. Going to the left, looking to the right. Okay, now come down. Lie flat. Now bring your heels in, about 10 centimeters or so. Push your hips into the air, arching from your heels to your shoulders. Keep pushing up strongly with your hips. Just hold that. Keep pushing up. And come down. Now, slide your head in towards you, pushing your elbows into the mat, so the top of your head ends up on the mat. Your shoulders are off the mat. You're looking behind you. And just relax, your shoulders open and your chest relax. Now come down, put your hands under your head with your fingers crossed, elbows flat, toes pointing up, legs straight, and wriggle like a fish. Good. And roll up onto your feet. And stretch out. I've had a few cases where people have rolled up onto their feet after a session of doing those stretches, toes up, and they've got a bit dizzy. And it's something to do with something in your ear. And it only happens with older people. I've got two students of mine. One's about 60, the other's about 63 or 64. And they both have had times where they've rolled up from the ground, come up. And it's something to do with something in your ear which doesn't go back where it should go. So that's another thing which maybe this would help with. Okay, are we all okay?
Yeah, you have crystal in your ear, don't you?
You what, sorry?
You have crystals in your ear.
Yeah.
I
think that's what it is.
When the crystal is dislodged.
Okay. Okay, I'll now mute you. We're going to crack on to the... We're going to be doing foot movements now. We'll do foot movements then, do hand blade motion, and then we're going to do a little bit of breakfall practice. So I'm leaving this little rug out for my softy back. Okay. On the sock group, moving forward. Actually, sorry, go. Is here okay? Yeah. The sock group, yo, edge of itch, deep, sun, keep, go, deep, touch, itch, deep, sun, keep, go, rock, deep, touch, itch, deep, sun, cheek, go, rock, I'll do it a little bit slower. By the left foot, itch, knee, done, cheek, right foot, go, rook, itch, touch, itch, knee, done, cheek, go, rook, itch, touch, corners, itch, knee, done, cheek, go, rook, itch, touch, and again, itch, knee, done, cheek, go, rook, cheek, touch, itch, knee, sun, cheek, go, rook, cheek, touch, itch, knee, sun, cheek, go, rook, cheek, touch. I'll do one set facing towards you. One a bit closer. You wait, as you made by the left foot. Itch, knee, sun, cheek, slide the feet, go, rook, cheek, touch to the side. Itch, knee, sun, cheek, go, rook, cheek, touch to the corners. Itch, knee, sun, cheek, go, rook, cheek, touch. Always make sure you go stationary, then move. Stationary, then move. Try not to sort of just bounce. Okay, that's good. Okay, hand blades. So I'm just going to move the lens up a little bit. Yeah, that's fine. Okay, so remember the feet are moving, as in basic and soku. It's an important point in this. So when I'm doing the hand blades, the feet move forward and back. Okay, and they don't, again, and the back foot doesn't float. It sort of lands before it goes back. So you land your foot, then you go back. You don't just go with the foot doing that kind of little bit of a weird, yeah, like slide it forward, slide it back. Okay, I'll do it facing towards you today. By the left hand first. Keep the right hand steady on the, just by your thigh. Good, what do you mean? Itch, knee, sun, sheet, right hand, go, rock, sheet. That should see the way it's right in the center line of my body. Knee, sun, sheet, go, rock, sheet. That's left hand now circular, coming from the right. Goes around your head, comes from the left. Right hand from the left, goes around, comes from the right. Okay. Knee, sun, sheet, slide the feet, go, rock, sheet. Perhaps third one is this one here. Sun, sheet, so circling around outside, then coming in and palm up. Left hand, hitch, knee, sun, sheet, go, rook, sheet. Perhaps fourth on right foot, left hand, palm down, turn around, palm up, turn back, bring the foot back, left foot, right hand, palm down, turn around, palm up, turn back. I'll do it sideways this time. Left, knee, sun, sheet, go, rook, sheet. That's the last one. Right foot in front like the last one, left hand above you, turn around, cut forward, step back, left foot forward, hand above you, turn around, cut forward, step back, drop off the line, come forward to square center, and drop off the line, come forward to center. Okay, left hand again, edge, knee, right hand, sun, sheet, left hand dropping back, coming forward, right hand dropping back, going forward. Excellent. Okay, so Tegatana Dosa, quite complex. There's a lot, there's a lot of stuff going on within it in terms of understanding Aikido, which comes when you start doing Aikido techniques. It's very good practice though for coordinating the body and everything, as you can see. So now we're going to go and we're going to do the breakfalls. That's why I've left a little rug down for my soft old back. So what we'll do, okay, we'll be down like this. Actually, I can move. Yeah, that's fine. Down like this. What we'll do to start with is the usual. We'll just be on our toes. We're going to roll back, come forward, back onto our toes. Okay, so this is just to get in the mood. Okay, we'll do 5 of those. 1. And back, push yourself up with your arm, that's fine. 2. 3. 4. Feet nice and high. Don't bang your head. A few times I've talked about what to do to avoid banging your head. Most important thing is when you roll back, as you come back here, well, just watch me for a sec. My head, I look forward. So at the moment I'm looking forward that way. When I go back, I keep trying to look forward. And of course, that keeps my head forward. Okay, if I forget to look forward, I'll tend to do that. And I look up at the ceiling, immediately look up at the ceiling and bang your head. Okay, so don't look at the ceiling, look in front of you as you roll back. Okay, so we'll just practice that 5 times, just from sitting, so nice and comfy. Sitting down, just roll back, look forward. So your head definitely doesn't touch the ground. 2, 3. And don't let the feet go more than 90 degrees up. Maybe 80 degrees is good, in other words, angle-wise. So you don't want your legs to go back. You want your legs to go up. Okay, legs go up. That stops you. So by pushing your feet up and coming onto your shoulders a little bit, or onto the top of your back, that stops you going any further. So if you roll back, don't just stay here now. Okay, actually, what you can do is you can push your feet up, and that, as you roll, push the feet up, and you'll find it stops you from going any further. So roll, push your feet up, and just come sitting again. Roll, push your feet up, and as you're pushing your feet up, you're looking between your thighs, basically. Okay, so roll, push your feet up. Roll, push your feet up. Okay. Now if we turn this into a bit of a breakfall, okay, the next step is obviously banging your hands. I've talked a bit before about this. When you bang your hands, by the way, I know people who are experienced Aikido players might be going, I've been doing this 55, 100 years, or 10 years, or whatever the time is, and you sort of think, I don't need any more of this. But we do all need more of this. Breakfall practice is probably the thing that's going to save you more than anything else. People have been talking online in Aikido discussion groups about injuries that Aikido players get, and quite a lot of them are caused by breakfalls. And one of them is people resisting because they're scared of their breakfall, so they don't fall. So consequently, they get their wrist mullered or their elbow mullered by the partner who's trying to throw them because they resist it, because they're scared of falling properly. So learning to fall so that you're confident to just go is how you save yourself, because you don't mind. You can fly over and you can land safely. So practicing breakfalls, no matter how experienced you are, is always good. And sometimes when you're older, like me, you don't do it as much because you're throwing other people around more, because you're the sensei. So you do all the battering, they do all getting knocked over. But you've got to remember how to fall, just in case. This is the reason for what we're doing. Okay, so when you bang, just watch first. I'm banging about, I'll just leave my hands down. They're about 25 centimeters from my thighs. So they're not right up here. Okay, so you don't want your arms out. You want your arms quite close to your legs. Not that close, 30 centimeters is fine. Not really any more than that. Because if you just slide your arms out more than 30 centimeters, you can start feeling a stretch on your shoulders. And that's not really good for you. Okay, so you just want it to be nice and comfortable when they land. And they bounce, they come off. And they come off towards the middle. So if you just practice this now, if you look between your knees, so you're keeping your head off the mat, okay, and you're going to do this. If you look towards the lens, towards the camera, put your hands across them, bring them down, bring them up. Head off the mat, looking forward. Feet flat, just nice and relaxed, okay? Obviously your neck is not that relaxed because you're lifting it forward, but it's good for strengthening your neck as well, so it's good for you. Go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, now come onto your feet again. I'm going to face towards you still. So now my arms are across in front of my body. I'll do the same bang, and just watch me once. And I'm going to come up. Okay, so arms across. Let's do it together. And as you go down, bang. And now come up. And when you bang, don't you leave your hands down. They're not glued to the mat unless you've got Velcro on them. Okay, so when they bang, they come off straight away. And then you can push yourself up with one if you need to, like I do. Okay, so arms across and keep your head tucked in. Looking forward between your knees, remember. And 2. And 3. And 4. So we're not banging hard because we're not falling far. Sometimes you want to, if you've been thrown very hard, or if you slip, you might have to bang fast. But one of the things is don't put your wrist down ever. See, if you're falling over and you go, oh, and you put your wrist down, break it. So easy, especially if you fall from here. So if you're falling from here, you still do the bang as though you've done it from here, because you have done it from here. So you don't fall from here, even if you get knocked over. Your body, if you get used to it, your body will get used to like flying, dropping down. So you drop down, then you break fall. So you don't break fall like a tree. You don't break fall from here, crash. Okay, you break fall from low down. Okay, so what we're going to do now is we're going to practice the side break fall. Okay, so just going to move the. Actually, that's probably okay. I think you can hear me. See me, don't you? Okay, so side breakfall. To begin with, we're going to just imagine you've just fallen over. Don't put your hand out. Put your hand out. Bang, wrist, crack, or elbow. Boom. Keep the shape. So take a Tanner shape is what you want your arm to have because it's safe. Your whole arm touches the ground together. See, so all the way from my shoulder to the tips of my fingers is touching the ground. So I've already dissipated some of the impact into my arm instead of into my hip. Okay? Because my hand's gone down, my arm's gone down. Not my hand, my arm. Effectively, my legs are doing sort of the same kind of thing as when I'm rolling back, but they're just going sideways up. Okay, if I go the other side. And again. Maybe you're doing it as well. So I'm just, a little thing that I'm doing this morning, as you probably can tell, is I'm investigating breakfalling because I'm really thinking about it now. And so I want to investigate it, and it's great. I hope you guys are enjoying investigating it as well, because, you know, we can all go, oh yeah, I've done the breakfalls. Let's investigate what happens to your body as you do it. So you really feel what's going on. And one of the things about all of what we do is it's a holistic body-mind thing. I hate using words like holistic. Everyone goes, oh man, it's holistic. Well, it is holistic. So arms across and so imagine you've fallen over. Oh, okay. Now what we're going to do is imagine you're going to fall over from up here, which is a bit more dangerous, it feels. I just tip the screen back a little bit. Okay. Okay, arms here. I just slip. That was fun. I imagined I was literally slipping on ice. Okay, so I put my foot down and oh. See what's happening? I've just fallen over. But I mean, obviously, you know, if it's on a pavement, it's going to hurt your arm a bit. But it's much better than breaking your hip or breaking your elbow or breaking your wrist. You know, so if you slip, so you imagine push your foot away from you. Let's try it slowly. Push your foot away from you, and you're going to, the foot that you're pushing away or sideways, is you're going to land on that side. And the way you do it is you collapse the support leg. So the support leg, when my left leg gets taken away, my support leg is my right leg. Okay, so I've got to be able to quickly collapse my support leg. And if it's the other side, my support leg is my left leg, I'm sliding my right leg through. Whoops. Hope you've got a soft surface to do this on. Don't do it on a hard carpet, you don't need to. You know, I've left this down with a bit of underlay, plus the carpet, plus its underlay. So I've got a decent bit of cushion. So, you know, if you do it in the street, you only want to do it when you fall once. So you can deal with that, because at least you just have a couple of bruises, but you'll be fine. Oop. Just so you know, I mean, I think a few of you know this already, Aggie might know. I mean, I've been knocked for 6 and I've landed and I've been absolutely fine. You know, really flying, it's really not flying. And over the front of a Land Rover, over the front of something else, where I was hit sideways on. And several times, you know, where things have crashed on. And each time I've ended up doing that kind of breakfall without even thinking about it, So I wasn't going, hey man, I'm doing a breakfall, really great. I was just going, oh no, and my body does it. So this is what we're trying to achieve. So if you want to just sort of practice, slide your foot through, sink down and roll. Don't even bang your hands now. Just slide your foot through. See if you do that. Slide your foot through, sink. So slide your foot, so you're sliding the foot across the front of the other foot and just drop down. And slide your foot through and drop down. So you really are keeping all your body. Watch me do it slowly. Then slide the other way. And you can do it from here, of course, which is what we do to start with, and just roll. And then when you're more used to it, what you can do is stick your leg out and you roll on the straight leg side. So lots of ways of practicing it. I like this way because it's like, you don't have to think very much, you just have to Put your left hand down. I'm rolling to my left side. Most important thing is core strength. So when I do a back breakfall, all my body works together. When I do a side breakfall, all my body works together. So when my feet, it's not like 1, 2, 3, up, 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 up. It's all, you know, it's staggered. It's all like rolls as one, rolls back as one, which requires core strength. So that wriggling like the fish exercise and the pushing your feet together exercise and all that stuff. And then, of course, a few little scrunchies at the end of the class that will help to do that. How are we doing for time? Right, let's get on from this. So, breakfall practice, 10 on 10. I hope you've enjoyed that. It's been really, it's really elucidating. It's a nice word, isn't it? So, I'll mute you now. You've been unmuted, so you could have been saying anything to me, but I'll quickly mute you before you say anything. Horrible. So you muted. Mute. Right. So now we're going to do some Joe work. So get yourselves your sticks.